December 2018, CROSSFIRE Stars begins a new fight. CFS 2018 will gather 24 top teams from 11 regions around the world in Taitung and Nanjing, China for Project S. December 4th to 6th, the group stage matches, the tournament stage quarterfinals, and semifinals will take place in Taitung. December the 8th, event matches for CROSSFIRE HD featuring top teams will be awaiting in Nanjing. December the 9th, the CROSSFIRE Legends tournament along with the CROSSFIRE final matches will determine the CFS 2018 World Champions. Guns are locked and loaded, and players are ready for an intense clash. CROSSFIRE Stars 2018, together in Taitung and Nanjing, China. Together, roaring with enthusiasm inside the arena of battle. Together, making history to become the true legend of CROSSFIRE.
I'm Jonathan XMSX Holland. I'm from North America on the team Carbon, and I've been playing professionally for 5 years, since 2013, and my position on the team is team captain.
I'm Flitch. I'm from Colombia. I have been playing CROSSFIRE like 8 years ago. In the team, I have the role to manage my team, and I'm attacker too.
Hi. Oi, meu nome é Daniel, eu jogo profissional há 2 anos, sou suporte da Black Dragons e estou representando o Brasil.
How I started playing back in 2013 professionally was pretty funny, because I was playing with a group of my friends at first, and we were just playing in the Pro League, and we weren't expecting to win, we were just having fun. And I was just dominating everybody. So the #1 team back then was Carbon, actually, and they were just looking at me and they were like, wow, this guy has, the best, I don't know, stats, statistics in the Pro League, and we're looking for one. We want to make sure that we secure the CROSSFIRE Stars spot for that year, the #1 place in North America for CROSSFIRE Stars. And so they picked me up in order to secure that.
I knew about this game in 2012 because all my friends played that. So also I want to play that, and that's my favorite game since 8 years ago. At the beginning, this game was a hobby, but later I want to be a professional. That's why you have to be dedicated and disciplined and love for play this game, and meet a lot of people who is good in the game, because I learn a lot of things about other people too.
A coisa mais louca que eu fiz foi quando, há 2 anos atrás, eu decidi sair do quartel, que era uma vida que eu podia seguir carreira militar, e era uma certeza na minha vida para poder me dedicar ao CROSSFIRE. Eu servi ao Exército Brasileiro, aí eu saí do Exército para jogar CROSSFIRE profissional. No Brasil a gente tem um campeonato que se chama Liga de Acesso. Quando você vence, você se torna um profissional, começa a jogar com os times mais fortes. E no final de 2016 eu joguei esse campeonato junto com o Viana, atual capitão da Black Dragons, e a gente conseguiu vencer, e foi aí que eu comecei minha jornada como profissional.
At the beginning, when I started to play, my mom was disagreed because I played CROSSFIRE. But later, when I started to travel, to win, to increase my popularity in this game, she's agreed now. Yes, and she's very happy because I play CROSSFIRE.
Foi uma decisão muito difícil, porque na época eu fazia faculdade e eu pagava a faculdade com dinheiro do Exército. Então meio que foi um choque para eles, mas eu tinha confiança em mim mesmo, que tudo ia dar certo, e eu batalhei pelo meu sonho, e graças a Deus, desde então eu tenho conseguido bons frutos dessa decisão.
So even back when I dropped out of college in 2013, my mother, because I only have my father's out of the picture, so my mother, she was still supportive of me, but she wasn't too happy that I did that, but she was still supportive. She said, you go do what you want to do, and if it doesn't work out, you come back and you go to college. So I would say 2 things that CROSSFIRE has really done for me that I appreciate. #1 is it satisfied my competitive spirit, where I've always enjoyed just competing and trying to be the best in something, and CROSSFIRE has done that for me, and I love it. And the #2 thing is I've always loved to perform for people and impress people and gain fans and things like this, just be popular. It's always something that makes me happy. and so I love all my fans.
The most important skills in the game are communication, good accuracy, work team. That's it. If my team have it, we can win all this time.
Eu acho que o CrossFire me deu muita coisa, porque eu fiz 21 anos já e eu não esperava que eu pudesse viver tanta coisa que o CrossFire me trouxe. Como, por exemplo, conhecer a China, morar na China, conhecer outros países do mundo e conhecer pessoas novas também. Então, acho que eu sou muito grato a Deus por ter conhecido o CrossFire e por estar onde eu estou hoje.
I'm very thankful with this game because it gave me the opportunity to know new friends, to meet new places, and completely changed my life. Thank you for.
Eu queria agradecer ao jogo por tudo que me proporcionou e dizer parabéns. Apesar do jogo estar há muito tempo, o jogo sempre foi muito bom e eu espero sempre que continue melhorando.
Thank you for providing me the opportunity to go on all these trips. I love coming to China, and I love playing at these tournaments, and it means the world to me. And also thank you to CrossFire for providing so much fun for me and my friends. There's so many things for us to do. We have late nights, laughing, eating good food, drinking, playing some CrossFire. It's been great. Thank you, CrossFire.
Hello and welcome back as we come towards the end of day number 2 here at CFS 2018. Finalising up our group stages here, Elfish Guy, as we head into tomorrow's tournament stage. 2 games left, 2 important matches, and 2 more teams to qualify through to tomorrow to go. This next one of the 2, you're suggesting this is going to be the closest one. Talk us through it.
I mean, I think so. That's my feeling in general.
Okay.
From what I've seen from Execration, they've looked pretty good, but they haven't looked phenomenal or outstanding in that I think that they're going to get an easy win over Black Dragons or anything like that. Obviously, Ian and I haven't cast as much of Black Dragons as we have of Execration, but we know from past experiences that this is a very solid squad and that they're going to be able to put up a good performance. In my mind, it's actually a very tough one to call as to who's going to come out of this one with a win.
Yeah, look, I mean, if I was to put my finger on it, I would lean towards Black Dragons, only because of the Execration game we saw before against
All Gamers.
All Gamers, yeah, where I think it wasn't really anything to write
No,
home
it was a
about.
10-5 loss. So that's not the sort of score, even up against a team of the caliber of All Gamers. You need to be finding probably a couple more rounds than that if you're going to be saying, hey, we've got a shot.
Yeah, exactly. And Black Dragons, I mean, they've been around forever as well. So, you know, I mean, you got to remember Execration got those real young guns in there. One of them's only 15 or something like that, 16.
Yeah.
So, for me, it's a Black Dragons experience across the board. They're not here to mess around. They want to get out of groups. They want to prove themselves again. They haven't won anything, I don't think, since the Invitational in Vietnam that time. So, I think they're due.
It does kind of feel like in this particular matchup that maybe Black Dragons has a little bit of an advantage. For Execration, Jordan, what do they have to do here to get this one if they're going to have a shot?
I mean, I think looking at their match earlier on that we casted in, we saw Cart going absolutely ballistic for them. I didn't really see so much of that against All Gamers, so I think that's definitely something to keep an eye on. Cart, the most experienced player on that roster, so for me, he's definitely the one that I'm looking to step up, and I think he has to be the impactful player for that roster. Short of that, obviously, I mean, you're looking at the other guys to try and do something, but I think he was the one that really pushed them over the edge, was able to make that victory happen, and if not him, then who is it going to be?
I guess, to be fair, if we go back and we have a look at, obviously both these teams have played against All Gamers so far this week, it's actually the same score. They both got 10-5, or more so 5 rounds against a team like All Gamers. So, look, to be fair, you know, if you're going to put something up against Execration for not doing well, then maybe you could say the same for Black
I don't think 5 rounds against AG is anything to really scoff at, to be honest. Like,
no.
This is a team that actually could potentially be the winner of this entire competition we're talking about. All Gamers is tipped to be one of the top teams within this entire tournament, and I think that they've shown really, really solid performances across the week so far. So I think 5 rounds for both of these two teams is actually reasonably impressive.
It's reasonably impressive in the context of that, but not necessarily in the context of saying, hey, we have a shot at making it through to the semi or the grand final, perhaps. Well,
I mean, if you can do it against All Gamers, if you can get 5 rounds against All Gamers, and then you're up against maybe a weaker opposition, perhaps there's a bit more leeway that you might be able to take advantage of. But obviously, it's hard to tell when you do go up against one of the best teams as to how you're really performing.
Rock, paper, scissors comes back to that again. So you might be good against one team and even better against another. You know, you might be very weak against one. So it's all these conflicting play styles. There's more ways than one to get across the line here in CROSSFIRE, and we see that time and time again. Boss's play style up against RE Legends play style, Everteam's play style, and the way that you know, they were playing very fast. So yeah, like I said, there's more than one way to win here in CROSSFIRE, and I think that's why you see these mismatches, and that's why we do see the Chinese teams come across the line, because they pretty much invent the wheel when it comes to play styles in CROSSFIRE.
Look, if either of these teams have anything going for them, if they should make their way out of this group, it is that they do not have to verse All Gamers in a quarterfinal. And at the moment, All Gamers is looking, to me, like the best team in this competition. I think I put that out there at the start of the competition when I did my my little interview. I think I put All Gamers down as my team that I thought would go all the way this week. And so far, they have not disappointed. As we take a look at this Black Dragons lineup, going through stats.
Actually, Ben, I think it might have been Everteam that you said might win.
Did I really? No, I don't say. I said they were the team to watch out for.
No, it was definitely Everteam to win and AG to watch out for.
I know you say that, John, but I unless you've got proof, I'm not going to.
Okay.
Well, I just remember from last year, you know, standouts for me with Black Dragons were definitely Danimal, Vienna, you know, these kinds of players, you know, they stood out to me, and I think they're going to be, you know, I'll be looking to see them stand up again against Execration. So the Execration boys, obviously, they're new kids on the block, except for Cart, and I mean, Cart is just next level. He's just fantastic.
I think this morning when I was chatting to Blue and to Kyle about this team, it was actually Danimal who struggled yesterday, and it kind of felt like he hadn't turned up. And then this morning he actually played very well. Black Dragons came through with a 10-6 over Ava team. So if he does the same thing, you know, he's got that good flow and he's got a bit of momentum. Obviously, we've had a bit of time, but if he plays as well as he played this morning, I think Black Dragons are. I mean,
isn't that something? I mean, if you're Danimal and you're coming into the event, you have a sort of semi-bad game. Everyone's like, wow, Danimal's off his game, because he's literally just such a star for the Black Dragon squad most of the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I'll definitely be up against it. It could be a case of, like we were talking about before, could be the team effort up against the superstar cart individual effort. You know, that's what we could actually be just looking at here.
I mean, there's obviously a lot of questions to be answered about Black Dragons because, you know, so far in this tournament, they haven't really been performing as well as we've expected them to, or as well as they have in the past. You're looking at a team that has won an invitational in Vietnam, and, you know, they didn't necessarily perform so well last year at the CFS finals. They've been the best team within Brazil, at least according to the national finals and the CFL over there. But, you know, we've been looking at INTZ in this tournament in particular as the team from Brazil that has looked a little bit stronger.
Taking Super Valiant to overtime seems pretty strong, right? So then you've got to say, well, maybe Black Dragons, if you're able to take down INTZ, maybe you are pretty damn good. We're just waiting to see you reach your final form.
There is that rock, paper, scissors again, particularly within your own region, right? And this is something you've experienced personally,
absolutely.
I think, a few times where on the world stage you can perform, but for whatever reason, there's a team locally that seems to have your number.
We see it all the time in a lot of different esports as well, where basically the one country will have like two great teams, and when it comes to versing each other, it could really be anyone's day. But when you get them against other international opponents, you see the real caliber of that of the region, and I think that's what we might see even when we see the Chinese teams play each other. I mean, I'm sure they'll definitely know each other inside and out.
Yeah.
So for this game, I think I'm going to go for Black Dragons here on this one, just because I think they're going to do the most damage when they get through to the next stage.
All right, I'm going to put Ian down for a Black Dragons victory. What score are we looking at?
I'm going to go 10-6.
10-6. Okay, that's a pretty big statement, to be fair.
Yep.
To say that Black Dragon's going to pick this up 10-6. Jordan, what's your feeling?
I've got a feeling it's going to be a little closer, I think, than a 10-6. I'm going to go towards 10-7. But for me, Execration did look pretty good in their matches that we were able to watch. So I do think that they're, again, for me, the one that I'm going to back here. They did manage to get the 10-5 over Ever Team. You look at the result from Black Dragons over Ever Team, 10-6. Again, you know, circular logic, chain logic maybe perhaps, but I think Execration have just shown us a little bit more than what we've seen out from Black Dragons so far.
For me, though, I think like players like Modern and Chimera really struggled for Execration. So they're obviously going to have to come in and have a good team, a good game if they want to put it up against the strategic powerhouse that is Black Dragons.
What score did you say?
10-7.
10-7
to Execration.
Yeah, Execration.
Yeah, 10-7 to Execration. That's an interesting one. Again, the boys this morning were saying that they felt that the one thing that Execration needed to change up was that they were perhaps putting their newer, younger, less experienced players in situations that may be a little bit tougher, or...
I think the other thing for me, is there's a lot of pressure now on Execration, given that Pacific Warrior is already gone, and generally the strength of the Philippines region with Pacific Markta for the last few sort of years has been quite strong. So there's a lot of weight on the shoulders now of Execration. They need to step up.
Well, it is time to step up for both of these teams. Execration from the Philippines, Black Dragons coming from Brazil. Execration, the last hope here for their region as well. The winner progresses through to tomorrow's quarterfinals. The loser is unfortunately out of CFS 2018. Gents, let's get into the action.
Let's have a look at this one. A very, very good match, I think, coming ahead for us here, Ian. Execration and Black Dragons, at least for us, two names that we expect to continue on through the tournament, but it's only going to be one of them. Black Dragons last year didn't have a great performance, and they'll want to answer that this year.
Yeah, they have a very unique play style as well, Black Dragons, so I'll be interested to see how they play a map just such as this. You can see here Danimal and the kill squad, the entire team now very quickly taking these B halls. And as you can see, Execration have gone for that whole boss style, the retake onto the B site.
Oh, Black Dragons very quickly through the map at the moment. Absolutely no fear right now from Viana as he just pushes on forward, taking the peaks into the bomb site. Grenades being thrown out, smokes in particular for Black Dragons to allow the cross, allow the bomb plant. The first kill of this round is going to go the way of Black Dragons. ADRF picking that one up. And Execration will now have to fight their way through a 4v5 for the retake. Does go into a 4v4. It's Kart, the player that we expect to step up for Execration. Does manage to chime in with one, but it's a 3v1 now. And Aries all left on his lonesome. With 2 players to find. Has spotted ADF. Won't manage to get the kill. Black Dragons, they definitely sound pretty keen on that.
I mean, they sound slightly impressed with winning that first round. I don't want to get overhyped, but I'll be interested to see if they can keep that energy up for the entire game. And Black Dragons really dealing with that Execration read pretty well. Execration leaving the B site completely open. You got a feel for them. They took a gamble. It didn't pay off.
A great round from ADRF as well. 3 kills. We see a big performer for Black Dragons and one of the change-ups from last year's squad. Modern this time will take the first contact, but it's Kart that is still alive and stepping up, runs out of ammo, has to pull out the pistol, but it's not going to be enough for him. Rotation across has been quick from Execration. Leaves Will in the 2v1. The C4 should be fairly retrievable for him there, down on the ground, but Execration with 2 players. It's Will now turning it back to a 1v1. So that's no idea where the second player is going to come from. So Charlito, a bit of an advantage here. And he does take advantage of it.
A beautiful round there by Execration. They dealt with that. I think, to be honest, the execution by BD was just a little off. Their flashbangs were great, but they just took too long to get into the site to capitalize on them. And they paid the ultimate price there. You saw Card able to get multiple kills and Will unable to clutch out that round. Maybe over just peaking a little bit.
Both teams being very loud as well.
Yep. Well, it's a very important game, isn't it, really? The tournament lives are on the line. And Carlito now, or Jalito.
Oh, it doesn't connect the shot. Punished a little bit for it, down very low. He won't get away with that again.
Will he be able to retreat, though? That's the question. Has Danimal got his number? No, he's been escorted to safety by Ares. And fall back onto that A site now. So middle control for Black Dragons. C4 down toward the spawn.
Yeah, happy days right now for Black Dragon. Lots of options.
Not a whole lot of choices to make, though. They either need to just group up, get that bomb. They've still got a fair bit of utility. Heavy stack on the A site, man. You'll definitely need a great execution to get in there. Charlito obviously chiming in with one. That's going to be painful for Black Dragons. Hard to take something here on this particular map with just 4 players, especially the A site. 4 on 3. They're going to contact play into it by the looks of it. Their numbers dwindling by the minute.
That's a sharp shot from Ares. Execration off to a great start in this round. Timing from Ares as well, as he does find Danimal napping just a little bit. And all of a sudden it's turned into a 2v5. Execration with absolutely no problems at all. They're all swarming over to the A bomb site. Perfect timing from them, and that's an ace, a team ace, 5-0. Oof. No worries there at all for Execration. No one going down in that round. And
okay, I see how it's going to be, Jordan.
We're getting fired up.
We're going to have the shouting matches again.
I like it.
I like it too.
One thing that I like about CROSSFIRE as well is that every time an individual player gets a kill for their respective team, the entire team just shouts out, nice, or Jayo, or whatever, depending on what region they're from.
Yeah, I'd hate to see Execration or Black Dragons yelling out Jayo. That would be quite interesting. But yeah, you're dead right. I mean, I love the atmosphere.
It's a very positive atmosphere.
I knew as soon as I saw the 2 desks facing off against each other, we were going to get some vocals eventually.
Yeah, when the going gets tough, I guess the tough gets going.
It's when the war cry comes out. Show me your war face.
It's giving up the B site more or less. Ares will fall to a long extended battle, but a much quicker rotation across from Execration this time may give them more of a chance.
Notson.
Have to go through a barrage of utility that Black Dragons throw in their face. 3v4, still favorable for Black Dragons. This B site working a little better than A. Danimal in a nice great spot. 2-man spray down, looking for the third here, but he's shut down by Charlito. Pistol to do a little bit of damage across, but he is going to be flanked by Black Dragons, and now it's their turn to get loud.
The work was done there by Danimal, nice work. But again, that B-bomb site, very weak for Execration. They're going to have to do something about that. There's no real reason for Black Dragons to attempt towards going A anymore. Charlito not really on the offensive this round. Instead, it'll be left up to Aries to hold that middle connector, the rotations, stop Black Dragons getting that free roam around the map. And you can see the map overview, Black Dragons very passive at the moment. Need to regroup, calculate it, check every corner. Make sure the Execration aren't pushing up anywhere around the map as they have been. And you can see now they've got a lot of information pushing the A site almost into Black Dragon spawn. And this could be devastating unless Black Dragons are aware of it and hold out. And one player particularly watching the flank. Ooh, this is a big play by Execration. It's hard to seeing them lose this round.
Yeah, definitely a massive stack on the bomb site. Black Dragons probably not going to expect this many players over here. Do have a lot of time to work with, so they can be methodical, but Cart wants to push the issue, and he is punished for it. ADRF getting 2. Aries on the flank, shut down by Vienna as well. Trades are there for Execration, but they're just not enough. Black Dragon have swarmed the site and taken full control of it.
They just knew exactly what was going on. As soon as they got into that initial firefight, they knew that the rest of the Execration team was hot on their heels. And they didn't even need to get the bomb down in the end. Great teamwork there by Black Dragons. And like I said, they had that player on the flank, aware that Execration could potentially have pushed the A site, be behind them. And now we have to do it all over again. So good round there by Black Dragons. Still a close game. That B site still looking fairly weak.
Yeah, definitely does seem to be the problem for Execration. I mean, obviously you can say, look, the rounds where they didn't have a player or 2 on that site, fair enough. But when you've got a stack there,
the entire team is there, and you only get 2 kills.
I think it was 1.
Yeah.
Regardless, though.
And it was on the flank. It wasn't even in the B site.
Not able to hold the site at all by the looks at the moment.
Uncharacteristic by a Cart as well, not to get a couple.
For sure, for sure. Charlito just peeking up above the little wall.
Yeah, we didn't see a whole lot of this either in the last game, but here we go. Black Dragons gonna put some attention towards the A site late in the round. A minute left. Might be just a fake though. We never know. They might yet come back towards the B site.
Oh, the game is up now. Execration knows where they're headed. Modern drops as well. Favorable for Black Dragons. Rotation still coming across from Execration, but they might just get there in time to pose a threat. Utility being thrown in there by Execration. Good flashbangs, a grenade kill out for Cart as well. But they haven't checked Will, and he'll get a spray down. It's actually Danimal to finish off Cart. But that'll be enough done from Black Dragons to keep the advantage in their favor. Camaro will kill the bomb planter and does not quite double down onto Vienna. The 1v1 goes the way of Black Dragons.
Wow, that was so close. Execration nearly coming back into that round. Will missing that spam, nearly costing the round. Opening up his teammate by, going too aggressive. Teammates planting the bomb. Then the bomb planter can't really assert himself once he's planted it. Then it's an easy 1v1, but unfortunately it doesn't work out. Charlito losing the duel. Rihanna now. That sniper, the tactician. You can see the rest of the Black Dragons team rallying around him a little bit. Waiting for his direction. Then he pushes up, clears it out with the scope. Then again, the rest of the team push up around him. Very similar to what we saw with RU Legends.
Well, he might have a sniper duel here between Charlito and Vienna in just a second.
Yeah, just needs a player to jump across first, bait that shot.
Not going to happen.
No, it doesn't get it.
The crouch peek out from Vienna this time will cost him. Little control has at least been established for Black Dragons, but Aries is having a look in here. Big chance for him, but shut down. ADRF has been absolutely phenomenal so far, 11-4.
Wow. It's crazy the amount of impact he's had. Here comes the smoke and the flash from Will. See if they fall back onto the B site and commit off the back of that. Still 2 players over the A site. Minute left on the clock for Execration.
Yeah, Execration definitely need to find a way to hold on to this B site. And they'll be hoping it starts in this round.
Well, they're taking it, Black Dragons, with just the 2 players, so there was a lot of risk involved here. Kamira might be able to stop the bomb plant.
Not quite in time. It does get traded out by ADRF. Again, another good performance from him in the round. Danimal being pushed by Kart, who will walk around the corner, continuing the spray, but cannot land the shots. It's 2v1. Charlito gets a great shot onto Will, and it's a 1v1. Danimal will know the position of Charlito. And taking the peak, gets the kill. Another one the way of Black Dragons, another 1v1. These rounds coming down to the wire, but it's always Black Dragons in the favorable positions.
Yeah, definitely Black Dragons coming out on top fairly easy here. So far on the, like we discussed earlier, Jordan, the favored side. And very difficult to defend these bomb sites. You've got to give it to Execration. They made it look easy for a couple of rounds. Now the aggression may be coming out of them here. Sitting on that passive side of the site hasn't really helped them. Smoke's coming out early. Opportunity here for Modern to push out, get across to those crates. Or he could just stick back into the side alley. Double nade into the side alley. Doesn't catch anyone. Viana now to clear it out. No other position around the rest of the map. Bit of a smoke grenade, maybe as a bit of a fake, a bit of a double pump, maybe get Execration thinking twice. C4 will get swapped out onto Will in the spawn. And now, if you're Execration, you're in 2 minds. Except, I believe, Kamiro's cleared out half of B. So the heavy stack towards the A site. Here comes the execution.
Modern's in a good spot to shut it down, but none of his shots actually landing. It's Charlito and Kart that have to do the deed for Execration. But once again, they're just not being able to hold on long enough. Black Dragons come out with a favorable situation. 2v1. Camaro around the back. Does get an easy one onto Notzen, who was very low on HP.
Danimal off to B, though, as you'd expect. A minute left on the clock, plenty of time left to clutch this one out. So that's the issue here. Black Dragons had the advantage for the numbers the whole time, allowed the, you know, that extra life, if you can think of it that way.
Yeah, 2 rounds in a row. The 1v1 has gone the way of Danimal, or rather Black Dragons, but certainly he's part of that roster. Let's see if he can make it 3 from 3 here for Black Dragons as Camaro starts to come on the rotate. Danimal on a bit of a rotate of his own, going to try and get around behind Camaro. This might be the perfect position for him. There's no way that Camaro is going to expect this. Surely not. Waiting that timer out, playing this one perfectly, Danimal. There's almost nothing that Camaro can do about this one. He's going to try and smoke it off, but that's huge. What a position from Danimal. And 3 from 3 now. The clutches go the way of Black Dragons.
Beautiful work there by Danimal. That's how you play a clutch. You do the ring around the rosy, and there's nothing he could do, even with that smoke down. And a great shot as well by Danimal. And he is a star player for Black Dragons, and people do expect to see him perform time and time again.
He just made it look easy as well.
Yeah.
Information given there to Execration as Ares does spot 2. He has to sacrifice some HP for it. Camaro with a very long spray down will actually take control of the bomb right now. Diana ready for him to continue the push.
That's a bit concerning if you're Black Dragons, that Execration are able to get that much territory early on. It means you're skipping a step in the process where you wait for that from Execration. And now you've given up a lot of the map control. So you're going to have to regroup. And you're going to have to go through the stages of clearing out the map again. You can see Charlito pushed up outside the A site. Quite an advantageous position for him to be in. Doesn't need to fall back and run away, but opts to. Gets away with his life.
At least they had control of the bomb once again, Black Dragons.
You can hear Black Dragons again with this 3-man death squad working together. Clearing every angle. They need to retake the map, like I was saying. All this territory was Execration's. Now you need to take it back bit by bit.
For Modern. 2-man opportunity there for him, but one might be enough for Execration. Nice cheeky corner there from Charlito, but again, he won't get too much done. Kart has an opportunity and will take advantage of it. Will drops. 1v2 now for ADRF, the star performer for Black Dragons.
C4 down in an easy position for Execration to cover it. I mean, who else do you want to cover it other than Kart?
Well, finally a little bit of explosiveness out from Kart. He has been, I don't think as impressive in this map so far as what we've seen earlier on in this tournament. 6-3 though for Black Dragons at the end of the half. You will be very pleased with that so far.
I don't know.
Flipside and RU Legends, it's been 5-4.
Yeah.
So I think if you get a 6-3, that's definitely respectable.
I think you would find that would be just par, wouldn't it, really? 7 would have been...
I mean, 7 would have been awesome.
The nail in the coffin.
Almost.
It's not over yet, though. Let's see what Execration can bring. Remember, Black Dragons are known for their strategy, the depth in their strat book. And I think they executed fairly well, to be honest.
We saw quite a bit of variety on the attack, but now they'll have to play a bit more reactively on the defense. Well, you would
will they?
that
Or will they? They could go full RU Legends mode.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to coin that. And we do see some aggression over towards the B site. Black Dragons taking control of the underpass. And very aggressive towards the A site. Execration putting a stop to that, though, just putting in some warning shots. No one really wants to lose their life this early. Aries throws the smoke over towards the B site, tries to cause a rotation.
Well, not much being done just yet by Execration. I think given that they've got Cart in that strong position to cut rotates off, maybe just waiting for Black Dragons to make a mistake here. ADRF, this will be a pretty crucial duel for him as well. If he can lock down this area of the map, huge headshot.
Too easy as well.
Really
no
almost
trade.
cuts the map in half now for Execration, where they just have to go to A.
Yep. No trade potential there either as well. So that's a cause for concern for Execration.
Yep.
And like you said, cutting the map in half information-wise, that's a stack onto the A site surely. But instead, Black Dragons continue to have 3 players on the B side of the map, leaving A very undermanned. But...
well, it's still a push out from ADRF right now. You'll see Cart doesn't land the shots.
That's not ideal.
That's definitely disappointing. He could have just absolutely started this half off for Black Dragons, but in fact, Execration now have a good opportunity. Viana trying to shut that one down with the sniper rifle. Can just play the angles, missing the shot this time. And will be punished. It's Danimal going down. Good trade from Notzin. And Modern left on his own for Execration. As Viana backs away, he wants to play that 2v1 with his teammate. Very smart for Black Dragons. Will allow the bomb to be planted, but that's no concern right now. Notzin just perfectly holding the angle.
Yeah, making it look a little bit too easy now. We did say, I thought this would be a close game, but not super close.
Yeah.
But right now, Black Dragons are walking all over Execration.
No question about it. Right now, Black Dragons is the better team and the deserving team to go through to the quarterfinal. For them, it's a case of finishing it off. So at the moment, 7-3 for Black Dragons, 3 rounds away from securing what would be a convincing win for them.
Yeah.
Viana, great shot.
Go back
Modern
for
just
more.
gets popped. A repeat from Viana hasn't been punished there by Kimero. Time for Viana to just back away.
Not a whole lot of punishment going on for these repeats at all, actually, the entire game. Black Dragons definitely seeming like the sharper of the two.
Yep.
Like I said, Cart, I mean, he's good and all, but one man can only do so much in a team game such as this. Viana getting away with his life once again. So that's another round for Black Dragons where they're going to start off with an advantage. And, well, really everyone for Black Dragons has been chiming in with a bit of work here and there. It's been a completely team effort across the board. 3 rounds only for Execration. That's very concerning. They do have a bit of map control, though, towards the A site. You can see Black Dragons just with the 2 in A again, like flying by the seam of their pants. Yeah. But they're reading this so well that they've pushed Execration towards B yet again. And now it's just a waiting game. 1 minute left on the clock. Yep. C4 in hand.
Execration will have to do something. Viana misses the shot, but he gets the info for Will. He almost lines himself up for a spray down, but in fact actually lines himself up with Viana. And Aries will get 2. The B bomb site pretty much opened up.
Well, this is interesting because ADRF is going to have to push B to clear it out. And then for the retake, well, he'll know that that's clear and he'll give the rest of the Black Dragons players an idea of the positions available to them. Aries, just the timing off by a fraction of a second. Doesn't matter, capitalizes anyway.
Animal down. Still some low HP targets here on Execration that Black Dragons can take advantage of. 20 seconds they have yet to play with, but they have to move quickly. The flash will come in from ADRF, the peak from Notson. But in fact, it's ADRF to actually open things up. The account is going well for Black Dragons right now. ADRF with another one, and he's going to stick the defuse. Notson finishes it off, but the defuse is on, and that is going to be
They've got it.
Black Dragons, nicely done. ADRF is just an absolute machine in this match for Black Dragons, and he, time and time again, is being the difference for them. As now seeing 8-3, feels like the hopes of the Philippines is
slowly
slipping away.
Slipping away, yeah, that's right. I mean,
where's Pacific Makta when you need them?
Well, that's an interesting question in itself. The three-man death squad coming out for Execration now. Oh, already on the attack, Black Dragons. They want to finish this. They're in a hurry.
He's unstoppable until Aries walks around the corner. But still, 3 for 1. Black Dragons. That is huge. And you're absolutely right. I think they want to get this one over and done with. Charlito sneaking through the smoke, though. Keeps it interesting. Back to a 2v2. Aries, does he know that ADRF is there? Certainly does now. But ADRF, how's he done that? Still wins the aim battle.
This has just been a class above here for Black Dragons at the moment. I'll be very surprised to see this not work out. We see it time and time again, though, don't we, Jordan?
Yep.
When they do commit together, often they line up into each other's spray, but not this time.
Yeah.
The coordination for Black Dragons,
Well,
just too good. Just too good so far for Execration.
Yep. Execration, I don't think we'll be pleased with this performance today. Charlito gets the better of Viana. 4v5, so an advantage for Execration, which is something that has been lacking quite a lot throughout this second half.
I mean, of all the maps to get Black Dragon on, I feel like this is just the quintessential strategic map. Executions required, map control, rotations. So everything in Black Dragon's favor, and they're just playing so well on an individual level as well.
ADRF here, 87 damage per round on average this half. Quite a lot of work being done by him, but not in this round as Kart will shut him down. Danimal looking for the trade, very scared of another player around the side, but in the end kind of plays himself. All in all, though, one more round for Execration, but they need plenty more.
It could be just a case of too little too late.
Yeah.
They're coming back into this now, but you can see they're not even too excited about it. It's a long road back to overtime for Execration. Black Dragons, again, afforded that bit of risk, afforded the few mistakes because they've been playing so well up until this. But you can still lose the game. I think that's what RU Legends felt when it finally got towards overtime. You could still lose. Before, we were invincible. 2 players on the A side. Execration haven't been there yet this half. Not once have they tried the A side.
Seems once again that the B bomb side is where they want to be.
Yep.
This time through the connector, not through long. ADRF just jump spotting that. Will get the information pretty early. Has a flash ready as well.
Yep.
Just going to slow down Execration, maybe even deciding to take a peek, but no.
Doesn't overcommit.
Sets himself in a bit of a bunker on this side, and ADRF waiting for a flashbang from one of his teammates, and this is going to be potentially all over for Execration, especially if they cross and try to plant without clearing ADRF's position.
The hesitation from Execration. I can't believe this.
Maybe waiting for that player on the flank to make something happen. At the moment, they still have a lot of time to play with. Aries would be the make or break for this round. It's Modern to push on forward, but ADRF being very sneaky in that position. He's traded out Charlito, Camaro, and Aries all getting involved. It's just Notson left alive, 1v4. We've seen it happen before, but obviously a tough ask for him.
Well, Bomb's only just going down now. It's been spotted out early, and Kart, really, of all the players. Aries with a nice spawn. Spawn? Flank. Late in that round was really the difference. Really was the difference.
2 on the board in a row now for Execration. It's not over just yet. They don't want to go down without a fight, but it doesn't feel believable just yet. I'd say another 2 rounds for Execration, and then I might start to believe that they can turn this one back into the tiebreaker, into the overtime. Aries landing his shots now, though. And that is starting to become a problem for Black Dragons. Viana charging forward, wants to trade his teammate out, and will.
Yeah, Black Dragon throwing all structure to the wind at the moment, just trying to get this game over with. And so far,
Whoa!
not
Will?
so bad.
Nice flick on the 180. No, there's another player there, but Modern gets the kill. So good for a moment, but not good enough for Black Dragons.
A lot of pressure on Viana right now. I've seen him play this position before.
Very sneaky.
Yeah, they're going to check it out, though. They're going to clear it.
Nice timing, Viana! Oh my god, he's finishing off for Black Dragons! What a 3K, and if there is any way to finish off a match and put yourself into a quarterfinal, I think that might just be it.
I think he said after the game there that that was really close, guys. Thanks for that one.
Very good game.
Good to see you. Till next time.
Yeah, very, very good stuff from Black Dragons. I mean, I think for Execration, you know, it's a little bit disappointing, you know.
I mean, you've just sent them home. They don't need you to yell at them anymore. They feel bad enough. But now we're all best friends and we'll shake hands in the name of sportsmanship.
Yeah, exactly.
So, look, I think Black Dragons were head and shoulders above Execration in this game. Execration just didn't turn up.
Yeah, I mean, in the Philippines region, they're going to be quite disappointed, of course. Execration and Pacific Wara now being knocked out, and third place victory, not victories, but third place finishes for Pacific Markta in the last 3 years of competition. So this is a shocking exit, really, for the Philippines region. But of course, for Black Dragons, it does mean that they're going to push the Brazilian region further on forward in this competition. And now I guess the rest of that falls onto INTZ in our next matchup. But for Black Dragons, that was no problems at all.
Yeah, no Pacific Markta means no success here for the Philippines at CFS 2018. I suspect there's going to be a bit of conversation about that back home amongst their region. But for Black Dragons, congratulations making their way through to the quarterfinals. And to be fair, as we said, not a bad position to be in. Having lost already to All Gamers, having been in their group means that they guarantee themselves not to have to verse them in that first quarterfinal, which to me seems to indicate that Black Dragons team we just saw then has a shot against probably any of the other three teams we can look at.
They looked very hot then. Across the board, their attacking side looked very confident and clear and marked and precise. Everything they did just made sense. And when it came to their defense, they got a bit sloppy towards the end, but I think that was them just gauging the match and feeling like they were there to win the whole time.
You know what I'd really love to see out of this is if Black Dragons draws into Super Valiant, because they had such a rivalry last year.
Yeah.
I think that would be the perfect semi or the perfect quarterfinal for us. If it becomes a semi-final, then even better, because it's a best of three.
Yeah.
That's really what I'd like to see.
And the definitely Super Valiant that we've seen, I think, so far across the last 2 days, is the Super Valiant that is defeatable.
Yes, but that's the group stage of Super Valiant, and we saw that last year as well.
Very slow start.
How often can you keep coming back to that, though?
The sleeping giant, man.
Well,
the sleeping giant.
Isn't it?
And ADRF was definitely a bit of a giant in that match for Black Dragons as well. MVP for sure. No questions asked from me. I think he was definitely the one that really stepped up, and he was one of the changes from last year, obviously, coming into this roster for Black Dragons, and was one of the players that we sort of expected or hoped to see have a good performance, and definitely in that matchup has been a big part of the reason why we're now seeing Black Dragons in the quarterfinals.
Well, it's good to see for sure. If you're going to make that change in, it's got to be good, and this one has been a good change for Black Dragons.
They just look so much better, and I mean, look, I didn't see much of Notson, but he still had a good game in his own right. But across the board, you make a change, you get everything going again, you go through your systems, and look, Black Dragon just look a lot stronger than a lot of the teams I've seen so far. So I'll be interested to see how they come up against the Chinese for sure.
And not only did that win that game, but they won that game in a fashion that I think most of us weren't going to give them credit for to begin with. You did, to be fair, indicate, John, that you thought maybe it'd be a 10-5 or something, but I think it was really a very one-sided match is what we saw.
Maybe. I think Execration could have done a little bit more for themselves. I think they could have made that one closer. There was 3 1v1s.
They let it go at the start as well.
Exactly. It was quite close. It was a bit toe-to-toe to begin with, but once Black Dragons had control of that match, there was no stopping them at all. So I think Execration, they could have slowed that one down a little bit more and maybe had a bit of a better chance, but unfortunately for them, not going to be the case today, as they're going to be going home alongside their home countryman Pacific Wara.
Yeah, as we head through Group C, you can see All Gamers coming out as the #1 seed to the surprise of probably no one, and then Black Dragons, as we just saw, coming through as the 2nd seed in the group. Ava Team and Execration going to be eliminated here from CFS 2018. Look, to be fair, of all of that group, it's Ava Team that you probably say, I thought they would have done better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, of the whole tournament, I think Ava Team are the team you thought would have done better. But from what we've been hearing, Boss is a better team in Vietnam, and if that is the case, well then, I mean, that's Ava Team coming into this tournament, and you're thinking, well, sure, they made it to the grand final last year. 12 months is a long time.
Yeah.
Boss is coming up, and they're the new kids on the block, and I think we're gonna have to get rid of that expectation from Ava Team.
Well, we do have one more game remaining today. We know that Super Valiant have qualified from Group D, what Jordan calls the Group of Doom, but we do still have INTZ up against Penta Sports. I know Jordan is very much on the side of Penta coming into this one, but the Brazilians have impressed me across the last couple of days, and I'm genuinely not sure who's going to come out across on top. Let's go across to the stage with Matt.
Confirmed here on day 2 of CFS 2018. Having a little bit of fun with Will on stage. Will, that was a really animated game, lots of energy there. What did you say at the end, right at the end when Black Dragons had got the win? You stood up, you shouted over to Execration. What was it you said?
I said, I don't know, we are strong. It's like I say it.
Okay, and that was, you needed to like celebrate you'd won and let it out, yeah? It was a really good win. Earlier on, your game against AG, you're not so happy with that one.
Yeah, because we don't have penetration in the game, and we are be nervous, and I think it's bad.
A bit nervous?
Yeah.
Is it playing on a stage? Is it playing teams you don't know so well? It's the World Championship, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
It's all of that added together?
What?
All of that makes you nervous?
I don't know how to say this.
Okay, so we're going to be back here again tomorrow for quarterfinals and semifinals.
Yeah.
And then you might get to go to the big stage at the weekend. To get through the quarterfinals, you're going to face either Carbon or any of the Chinese teams, AG, SV, and Q9. We'll do the draw later. Who would you like to pick Black Dragons out of the bowl? Who do you want to play?
I think Q9 it's good because we have a similar game. I don't know. I think Q9.
You've beaten SV before.
Yeah.
You'd like to beat them again?
Yeah.
It could happen. It might happen. We might get it later on. We'll find out later today when we do the draw. We know that in that draw for the quarterfinals, Black Dragons are bringing some Latin American flavor to CFS. Well done, Will. Don't go anywhere. We've got one more match for you, and it's coming up next.
Bye-bye.
December 2018, CROSSFIRE Stars begins a new fight. CFS 2018 will gather 24 top teams from 11 regions around the world in Taitung and Nanjing, China for Project S. December 4th to 6th, the group stage matches, the tournament stage quarterfinals, and semifinals will take place in Taitung. December the 8th, event matches for CROSSFIRE HD featuring top teams will be awaiting in Nanjing. December the 9th, the CROSSFIRE Legends tournament along with the CROSSFIRE final matches will determine the CFS 2018 World Champions. Guns are locked and loaded, and players are ready for an intense clash.